حلقة جديدة من برنامج الإيجابية والتعايش والمحبة والسعادة، برنامج يلا. حلقة اليوم هي عن الكوميديا وتحديداً عن الكوميدي الكندي من أصول عراقية ومصرية جيسي جورجي، واللي عنده فولوينج كبير على السوشيال ميديا وبيعرف بإتقانه تمثيل شخصيات ذات أصول شرق أوسطية بطريقة فريدة ومميزة ومحببة حازت على شعبية. لتعرفوا أكثر عن جيسي وتتابعوا فكاهاته المضحكة، تابعوا معنا هي الحلقة المميزة من برنامج يلا. How are you, Jesse? It's great to have you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm excited.
You were born and raised in Canada, but your family comes from the Middle East. Your mom is Egyptian, your father is Iraqi. Tell us about your upbringing, being a part of these three interesting cultures.
Yeah, it's very different. My mom is very traditional Egyptian. My dad is Iraqi and he was born there, but he actually grew up in Lebanon and then came to Canada a little bit later. So there's a whole mix of different cultures, but my dad kind of got used to more of the Western culture, whereas my mom is still very much Egyptian. But growing up, it was Middle Eastern people from all over the world, so a lot of different influences.
How do you feel now, being like a part of these cultures, but being a Canadian at the same time? How does it all kind of fit together?
Honestly, it fits together perfectly. One of my favorite things about Toronto specifically, which is where I live right now, is that it is probably the most multicultural city in the world. There's people from all sorts of cultures all over the world. So honestly, it mixes perfectly, and Toronto has a huge Middle Eastern community. So I think it's the best of both worlds. I love being Canadian, but I also love my roots.
Yes, our salutes to all of them, and to Canada. You had dreams, Jesse, growing up in sports. Your dream was being a basketball player. I'm going to start with that, and then you can kind of keep going.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I just love sports. Started very young as a soccer player. That didn't really work out, and then basketball kind of became my true love. But I think halfway through high school, I realized that I was never going to be good enough to play professionally. So the next best thing was to talk about sports, which is why in university I started studying sport media, because I initially wanted to be a sports commentator, but somehow social media kind of got in the way, and now here I am.
Is that what you went to school for? Tell us about this aspect.
I didn't really think that being a commentator was a real job until really right before applications came out for university. And I saw this program called Sport Media, and it seemed like a dream come true because I got to learn about their journalism side and the on-air side, and being in front of the camera, being behind the camera, learning everything. So that's kind of where I started really thinking I might be able to do something in sports. I started doing play-by-play for basketball games at my university, and then COVID kind of happened and stopped everything right there.
How did that change your life?
It changed everything. So I was in my third year of university when COVID happened, and school just kind of stopped abruptly. I kind of fell out of the whole sports world and started creating videos on social media because I didn't have school, I didn't have a job, so I was just at home making videos, and it kind of changed everything.
Did you ever finish your degree though?
I did, yeah. So I finished my degree, but really the whole reason I started on social media was because I had a bunch of friends who said like, "Oh, you're funny, you should make videos on Instagram, you should do, make videos like that." And initially I thought all of those apps were like just kids doing silly dances, but I was like, you know what, let me download it, I have nothing better to do. And then I just started making videos from there, and it took off.
You want new phone? You come to the right guy. You know iPhone 14? This one iPhone 16. I get it early just for you. Normal I charge 5,000. But you're a very nice guy. I like you, okay? So because you're my friend, I give it to you 2,000. Final sale. 500? What are you gonna do with 500? Habibi, this from Japan. I pick it up myself. Listen. Just because I like you, you're a very nice guy, I gonna give to you 1,000 final sale. Final sale 1,000 before I change my mind. Why you being cheap? Just make a deal with me. God, he gonna be very nice with you, I promise.
Tell us about that story, the story of Jesse Georgie in comedy. When did you realize that you're funny?
That's a tough question. It's hard for me to say I'm funny. I'd rather other people say that I'm funny. But I think in high school, I think I started thinking I was a little bit funny, and then in my final year of high school, every year we had a talent show. Except every year the talent show was just filled with people that would sing and would dance, and that was it. And I was like, this isn't a singing competition or a dancing competition. Why not do something different? Nobody does magic, nobody does stand-up comedy, and I was like, you know what? It's my last year. Let me do stand-up comedy. If I'm terrible, it's fine. No one's gonna remember it anyway. So I did my first kind of stand-up comedy set, and it went really well. And that's kind of when I really started to fall in love with comedy.
Did that make you realize that you want to do stand-up?
It's tough. It definitely showed me how tough stand-up could be. But it's very difficult because what I do now on social media is completely different than stand-up. I personally think being a stand-up comedian is one of the most difficult jobs in the world because it's not easy to make people laugh, especially when you're put on the spot like that, like a stand-up comedian.
Hey Jennifer, I don't know if you remember me. My name is Jesse. We met at the club last night. I'm gonna cut right to the chase. I think you're beautiful. I'd love to take you out sometime. I know this great Middle Eastern place, so let me know. All right, bye.
Jenny from the block, please listen. I see you yesterday. My name is Yusuf. You look very cute. So how about me and you? We go get shawarma. We split it maybe 50-50. What you think?
From following your funny reels on Instagram and clips, I saw that you had a very funny character called Uncle Yusuf. Tell us a little bit about Uncle Yusuf and how did it come to life?
Uncle Yusuf, it's actually funny because I genuinely have an Uncle Yusuf, but he is nothing like the Uncle Yusuf character. He is not like him at all. But in terms of where the character came from, there was no one person. It was a mix of so many people, from my mom and my dad to my aunts and my uncles, and just the huge Middle Eastern culture in Toronto. That's kind of where the character came from. And I feel like there's so many things with the character that are relatable to people from all over the Middle East and honestly all over the world. So it's kind of a bit of everything mixed into one, and that created Uncle Yusuf.
Okay, so how does Uncle Yusuf, the real one, feels about the Uncle Yusuf, the character that you created?
He's actually one of my biggest supporters. Whenever I post a video, he's replying to my DMs. He's like, oh, this one's hilarious. This one's great. So to the real Uncle Yusuf, I love you.
Okay. So I would want to know how different he is and why would you, choose his name if he's not like that. But you're basically going for like a Canadian, but like from Middle Eastern descent character, right? With the accent and everything.
100%. Yeah. I guess I just picked the name Yusuf because I know so many Yusufs, and I feel like any Middle Eastern person knows at least a couple of Yusufs. So I think I just wanted to pick a generic name. Yeah.
So now we're gonna do the fun clips round with Uncle Yusuf. Are you ready?
I'm excited. Hit me.
Okay, what would Uncle Yusuf do if you ask him to go for a sleepover at your friend's house?
So Uncle Yusuf would say something like, sleep over? Why you need sleep over? We don't have a house. We don't have bed. You want to sleep in someone else's house? I'm not good enough for you?
Okay, so now you got a report cards from school and you don't have the best grades, Jesse. What would Uncle Yusuf say or do about this?
He would say something like, okay, math 93. Why only 93? Where is the other 7%? Why you don't get 100? You know, Aisha, she got 100. Her dad right now very happy. He's very happy because he know his daughter gonna be doctor, but my son gonna be garbage man.
So 93 is not enough for you, Uncle Yusuf?
If it's less than 100, it's a fail.
If it's less than 100, it's a fail. Wow. Also, you, Jesse, broke some very nice decoration piece at the house. And oh my God, Uncle Yusuf is here.
You know what's the problem? You don't focus. You always play around playing games. You don't focus on school. At school, no focus. You break everything, don't worry about it. But at home on the cell phone, focus 100%. Always focus on the phone.
What about the backhanded compliments?
Oh, the backhanded. I feel like this isn't even just a Middle Eastern thing. I feel like this is all around the world. But there's so many, like, wow, you have such a nice house. And all of this just 2 bedroom. not 3-bedroom, just 2. It's very nice. Or, oh my God, this dress look amazing. If you lose little bit weight, it'd be very nice, but still very good.
Yes, that's very real. I've seen that. Do you want to give us another one of your jokes?
This is one if if there's fighting that happens at school. Oh, you wanna fight? You think you are Mike Tyson? Oh, don't worry, Mike Tyson. No, we're gonna see. هنشوف على البيت. هنشوف who wants to fight. Okay?
All right. I love this. Definitely, I want everybody here to follow you on Instagram. Can you say what is your handle on Instagram?
Yeah. So my handle on Instagram is Georgie Comedy, JAURJI.
You need help with the homework. Why my son stupid? Why my son so stupid? Okay, yalla. Peter has 9-piece candy. Okay, we're gonna change it a little bit. We're gonna change Peter to Bishoy. And we're gonna change candy to Kanafa. Okay? Bishoy have 9-piece Kanafa. If Bishoy eats 7 pieces, how many you have left? What you mean two? What you mean two, you stupid? Listen. If Bishoy eats 7-piece Kanafa, the only thing he have, diabetes.
So I wanted to ask you, Jesse, what is next for you? What are you working on now?
So I definitely want to continue the comedy, but one direction I've been wanting to go into is I've been getting so inspired lately by all these videos I've been seeing online of people just helping, whether it be giving money to a homeless person or taking someone to their first basketball game or helping someone get a home. I've just seen these videos and they make me so happy just watching them. So I've been thinking, why not make videos like that myself, help people, and maybe inspire some other people to do the same.
That's beautiful. So you're going to be making helping people videos.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. One last thing before we end for today. What would you like to say to young audience in the Middle East and North Africa watching us today who are pursuing their dreams?
That's a good question. I would say no matter what, you have to follow your dreams. I mean, there's a lot of people don't have the opportunity to do that, but if you do, it's so important to try and reach for that. I mean, for me, it just kind of happened, but it's still, it takes work. Like I've been posting videos almost every day for a couple of years, so you just keep pushing. If you truly are passionate about it, you got to push for it, and hopefully your dreams will come true.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Jesse Georgie, for the interview today on the Yalla Show.
No, thank you so much. Thank you.
So we always end our interviews with saying Yalla to our audience. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Yalla!